when I was still in my archival studies, I was just told what to be and what to do. It's a very typical story, to be honest. And I actually thought my life would end up like that, doing what I was told and what to be. I didn't think my life would turn like this, to be honest. I did this for a hobby. I literally did this because I did not understand people. This was escapism. I mentioned before, but I expected 5,000 readers in 5 years. And that was fine, because I thought I would follow what was laid out for me, path-wise. But I didn't. And for a time, I felt pretty bad about it, to be honest. It caused a lot of issues. But I'm pretty content with where I am, to be honest. Like, I've been archiving for quite a long time. And the way I see it, archiving really is leaving a memory of yourself. Because each time I make a video or something, I remember how I felt during it. I remember the time period of my life. I remember how it felt just to work on it bit by bit. Like, all I did was literally just stories. I did nothing but stories for the longest time. So yeah, this is a bit of myself, and it's a little bit of a silly dream, but I kind of it probably sounds silly, but I really admire Skyrim Granny. I really like Skyrim Granny. She's wholesome. I just want to have like a comfy time, you know. Someday I'll probably look back when I'm all when my head is all white hair. When the stress has gotten to me, when I got Kaneki Kenned. And then I'll remember looking at this and like, oh yeah, I remember doing that. I remember... Actually, it's kind of the same way whenever I see familiar usernames. When you're archiving for so long, there's familiar names, right? And that familiar name, at one time, you remember things about them. Even if they don't... even if you don't know them directly, if that makes sense. For example, the person that I consider as a little sister, I knew her when she was basically, like... when she was struggling with making friends. She didn't have a lot of friends when I met her, actually. And she saw me as a big sister. She would come to me with advice. Now she has a lot of friends. I'm very proud of her. She's taking her studies seriously. She's all grown up. And then there's other people. I think they find my stuff when they're essentially in high school or something. And then I hear news of like, oh yeah, did you know? They met someone. I was like, wow, they grew up so fast. It's just like amazing details like that. And I remember this one. I didn't know this person too well. They were actually a translator. But this person, they disappeared out of nowhere, and we were all just kind of wondering, like, I wonder what happened. And then they came back like, sorry guys, I had a child. I was like, wow, that's amazing. They got married, they had a child. It's like just details like that, you know? Like, all of our stories connect for a few seconds at the very least. Some of you guys are here longer, some of you guys are here for like a few seconds, but like, you literally get to see a glimpse of me, and if I'm lucky, I get to see a glimpse of you. This is one person too. Oh my good gosh. This one was a little bit of a sad story, but when they found my archive, they mentioned that they had like a really rough breakup, right? And you could see it. They were literally they were seething all the time. They were like trauma dumping. but hey, guess what? Years later, like years way later, they updated me like out of nowhere. They hit me up like, hey, I just wanted to say I really appreciate your stories when I was younger. It really helped me. And guess what? I became an animator. That sort of stuff, it really hits you. I'm okay. But like they're an animator now. They did really well that they got scouted after. It's just like, it's nice, you know? It's nice. And I'm probably gonna be archiving for however long I desire, honestly. And I'm probably gonna hear a lot of stories from all of you. If you have, oh, like for example, there's a Novelite here. They said that they had a job interview. Oh man, I don't know what happened, but I sure hope they got it. And if not, it's okay, I'm a root for you. It's really hard to get a job and all that stuff with the economy. But just know that I'm rooting for you. I want you guys to succeed. I want you to be happy. So do your best, okay? And if things work out, great! I'll be super happy. And if things don't work out, that's okay too. I'll be here to keep cheering you on. So just literally like do your best. Because I mean, look at me. I didn't expect my life to turn like this, and it did. Life just worked out.